So things weren't also bad for Arsenal in their 3-2 loss against Villarreal. We did see a positive performance from Christian Norgaard in the midfield zone, despite it being a 45-minute cameo. He did a very good job of ensuring that Villarreal couldn't bypass the Arsenal midfield on a consistent basis, and he was breaking up play in the center of the pitch when Arsenal looked to press higher up the pitch. What we ended up seeing from them was that they ended up having Martinelli, Saka, and Gyökeres stepping towards the center backs and the Villarreal right back, and that would force Ben White to push forward. Villarreal looked to play the ball out towards their left back. Lewis Skelly would step towards the Villarreal right back, and then in that midfield zone, Waneri and Marino would step towards the Villarreal midfielders. It would leave 2v2 between the center backs and the Villarreal center forwards, and that would leave Norgaard to track the movement of the Villarreal left-sided player who was tucking into central areas looking to receive the ball between the lines to break in transition. If he wasn't drifting in towards that zone, you had one of the center forwards dropping off into the midfield area, then Norgaard could also do a very good job of stepping in to ensure that they couldn't play the ball in towards him freely. We witnessed scenarios in that opening half where you ended up seeing Villarreal looking to use their center backs to bypass the Arsenal midfield and play the ball in towards the Villarreal left-sided player in Alberto Molero, but it was Norgaard stepping in to ensure that he couldn't receive the ball freely, and when he looked to venture across the pitch, you would end up seeing Norgaard sticking tight towards him to ensure that he couldn't receive the ball in turn, and even times where he looked to play the ball out and run in beyond the space of Ben White, it was Norgaard tracking his movement in towards that zone. By doing that, he ensured that Villarreal didn't have a free man floating in between the lines. He did a very good job of breaking up play in that midfield zone and getting towards loose balls. And there was one example in particular that summed up Arsenal's play in that opening half through Norgaard, where you had the Villarreal left back looking to play the ball around Ben White, and Norgaard was tracking the movement of Molero in towards that central area. That allowed him to play the ball in towards Gerard Moreno, who was dropping off deeper. But it was Norgaard who was tracking the play and dropping off deeper to step in towards that ball, and although he didn't win it, he played the ball into the path of the other Villarreal central forward, but he continued to track the movement of his initial marker, and when Villarreal looked to progress their play higher up the pitch, it was Norgaard who tracked that movement, stepped in towards the pass, and ensured that that Villarreal attack died and helped Arsenal push forward.